Hi, I'm Holly Pavlica. I created Momentum. I meet a lot of interesting people in the course of writing this blog. I'd like to introduce you to some of the friends I've met along the way.
Holly and I started talking about how wouldn't it be cool to bring some, get some dad conversation going with Momentum. And Holly mentioned that she's interviewed some dads and she's had some things like that. And some of them are, do follow Momentum. But I'm thinking more of it being integrated into it. And then, of course, we started riffing on the name and laughing and thinking, oh, wow, Momentum already has mom and men in the same thing. So it's not mom and dad. But I think it would be a really cool thing to either set up within the community as a separate vertical, or something that we could start talking about.
I was actually thinking that it might be interesting to, depending on the content of the blog article, to do it from both perspectives.
That could be interesting too, right.
So.
And maybe even set up like a different place for them to comment and then bring it together, which might actually be interesting. I mean, letting them know what would happen, because certainly don't want to throw a dad's comment into a mom's thing, him thinking it was just being put out there.
I think they'd like to be in the mix.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool. And I'd like to see that perspective, and I like brands to start looking at that, because, again, I don't think they're looking at that full decision-making dynamic, which is going on. And
yeah, especially when it's a product or a service that is a joint decision.
Yeah, and even things that are directed to dads. Like I laugh, I'm a part of the Dads Talking community, and I jump into a lot of their, it's the hashtag Dads Talk, and I jump into their Twitter feeds.
Because you're a talker.
But I like to, they know me as a guy that kind of like gets the conversation going, and that I tweak them a lot, because they're all trying to talk about how much power they have and how important they are and how brands should be talking to them. And I like to bust their chops a little bit about the fact that the women still hold the purse strings. So then, some of them will chime in like, what are you talking about? We make the electronics decisions and the automobile decisions. And I'll say, come on, really? You might go out and say, here's a couple of choices, but in the end, who gives you permission to buy it?
Right.
Your wife.
Right.
So.
Yeah, well, and I think in many cases she may instigate it. They do a little research. She does a little research, and they make a joint decision too.
Exactly. So yeah. I just think that would be something fun. I'm looking forward to doing a lot more of these things, and hopefully bringing a lot more people in here that can bring perspective to what we're talking about.